The maniacal laughter you heard just then, hopefully, was Mr. Salted Grump, long-time co-commentator.
How you doing?
And with me is BMan.
Hi, it's me.
And yeah, this is Cultist Simulator, a game I'm not sure is going to stream terribly well, but, you know, we're going to give it a go. It is exactly what it says on the tin. And I've started a new run, or more accurately, I died before the run. You have generations, yes, and then the next person becomes one of three things, depending on your ending. I didn't get a special ending. I lost myself to visions of the other side. So, I could go for a rich kid. I could go for a menial worker. I could go for a detective. I'm going to go with a bright young thing, because he has his rude health from a lifetime of good living and sod all else.
I don't know, I heard smoking was bad for you.
It is. Anyway, right, pausing. As you can see, this is a very tabletop-inspired game. These squares here, of which we currently only have one, are verbs, which we stick things into. For example, we could use our health to do backbreaking manual labor. But why do that when we are rich and we don't really have to do a whole lot? We'll get something done today for a little bit of money. It is real time. It's pausable real time. Awesome.
So, that right there,
Yeah.
could you explain what you just did?
Okay, this is a job card. I dropped it into the work verb. I hit start. I let the timer run. And I got out of it 2 money. And indeed, some ripping sorts are introducing me to some ripping sorts of places. Good God, Jeeves.
Well, that's networking for you.
Yeah, and funnily enough, those places have opened up the new second verb, exploring, and we can explore Oriflama's auction house, which specializes in curios, perfumes, taxidermy specimens, and, most important to the gameplay of this game, oh, we haven't named our bright young thing. Well, obviously, he will be Jim. And the Ecdysis Club, a cabaret with burlesque shows, and an occult reputation. I don't know where that came from.
Well, is it either a skin show or a skinning show?
No, that is skin. That yeah.
I was about to ask, like, how does burlesque and occult mix? But okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, there are many different kinds of cults. You know, for example, just in Christianity, you had stylites who believed that, you know, standing in high places, meditating, you know, and balancing precariously got you closer to God.
That sounds like trying to be a bird.
You had the flagellants who believed that pain brought you closer to God, so, you know.
That sounds like being a Catholic.
Yeah, whipping hair shirts, that sort of thing. And then, of course, there were things like ecstasy cults, which were not about the taking of drugs, although some of them were, but, you know, about seeking sensation. There are many different paths which people, you know, take to what they perceive as enlightenment, and may well be. It depends. So we could, in fact, we are going to spend some money. Now, this is where it gets a little awkward, because some cards are a little unclear, and unless you are specifically looking for the instructions, such as hit start to see what's on offer, We have nothing to sell, so we're gonna wait and see what books we get.
What options do we have to sell? Like, what is sellable?
At the moment, absolutely nothing. We have money, we have no goods, and the 6 letters on necessity. Which is warnings and confessions about the cost of the invisible arts, addressed to a student by a 17th century magus and reputed immortal Julian Coasley. I am informed that at least some of these books are based on actual occult texts.
Well, if I recall correctly, the 2 developers that made this game cut their teeth on, what was it, Fail Better Studios with Fallen London and such, so...
Yes,
yeah.
indeed. Alexis Kennedy was the founder of Fallen London, and Lottie also worked at some Fail Better Studios. I can not remember her other writers' credits, but they are pretty impressive.
So yeah, they've done their work.
Yeah, yeah. So, we don't yet have the verb to deal with this book. And there is a reason for that, but we'll get there. Right now, we're just living a life of idle glee, and we could indeed visit the Ecdysis Club. Funnily enough, in a lot of runs, I don't really do that. It's a good source of contentment, which we'll need to stave off dread. It's also a good source of notoriety.
Because what's more notable than having someone walk into a burlesque club while allegedly being, well, a productive member of society?
Especially in a world where the main police force is called the Bureau of Suppression.
That
Also
sounds
known
inviting.
as Stalin.
You know,
He sounds like a good fellow.
yeah, yeah. So we are in somewhat of a dystopian world. We've actually made quite a lot of funds. Normally I get an event by now. But it appears I'm on the ball with being rich.
So,
Well,
like-
I mean, you started off rich. It's just a case of knowing which servant to badger to get this work done before you get payday.
Oh, I do a bit of writing, a bit of art, you know. But this is part of why it's a little tough to stream, because some of it is, you know, like...
A bit sit and waity.
A bit sit and waity. This will not be a full run, by the way. There is no bloody way in hell this will be a full run. Right, okay, so we have our first Greek book, a true and complete accounting of the Asclepian mysteries of the roots of the house.
Greek?
Yeah?
Can we even read Greek?
No, we can't. Not yet. But we're buying it anyway, because we're rich, and we love exotic things.
Yeah.
Intriguing. There is a narrative to each character, and indeed, to some characters, there is an ending that you can get. The rich kid is not one of them. The rich kid, we are basically working at this and that until, well, something triggers. And, yeah, because it's an auction, occasionally somebody will try and outbid us. So, the music is lovely. It's very subtle. This kind of tabletop look. Very tabletop simulator-like. Actually works. And we'll see why in hopefully a bit. Come on.
It does look nice, just very aged wood and all that.
Yeah, yeah. And on top of that, there are little touches we'll hopefully see. Come the fuck on, man. Get the event. We need the event. We need the narrative to progress. Oh.
Turns out being a young, healthy dude is slightly boring.
At first, yeah, it shouldn't be like this. This is a prime example of stream luck. Speaking of, if you subscribe to the stream, you get the stream luck emoji. And, I am working on others, but right now that's the one we've got. Goodness me! I've never had this much money.
Either you're turning into a filthy lucker or a filthy bad lucker.
Yeah, this is the thing with stream luck, isn't it? Oh, there's a third. Yeah. So yeah, bidding for books can be a big source of losing money. But then again, so can other things which we're not seeing yet, and I'm getting kind of annoyed about that.
Is there anything we can do to try and manipulate, like the RNG, try to get something to actually happen? Because this sitting around and waiting is not my style.
No. Oh, we might be able to get it if we do the club or we explore. This is new territory to me. I have done several runs, and this is the first time this has happened. There are little text. One of the flaws of this game, unfortunately, is that you can only look at one window at a time, and holy shit, I have never had a 5 bid before. I mean, the only...
You have to just... I'm sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Do you have to keep just bidding one fund at a time? Can't you add more funds?
No, it's a bidding war. So, you make the bid, then, you know, it's an abstraction of funds. Oh my god!
I'm sorry, I just have to go away from the keyboard for a moment. There's some shenanigans happening at my house, so I have to make certain that nothing's gone full stupid.
Yep, no problem.
Take care, Mackay.
This hasn't happened before. I'm not sure how I'm even gonna die if... Okay.
I mean, hey, that's a really negative way to look at it. Let's put it like this. Something pretty interesting is happening, but at the same time, nothing horrible is happening. So I guess you're doing pretty well.
I'm doing a good impression of a rich person.
Yeah, and hey, being rich is nice, right?
Oh, hello. Right, so exploring with your health, on the one hand, will ensure that your health isn't used in anything. Your health is on a cooldown with certain things. So, for example, exploring or working with your health will fatigue your health. Obviously, you know, you're using your strength. There we go, finally!
Oh.
So the first sign that something is actually wrong in the life of this bright young socialite called Jim, no relation, is that the word expenses has suddenly cropped up. The second clue is, oh dear, Papa is dead. And
Oh no, not Papa.
yeah. So we have bills now, and we are no longer on inheritance and pocket money.
Looks like I'm gonna have to get a job.
Yeah, might have to get a job. What's a job?
You tell me.
This is worrying as hell. But in the meantime, we are exploring the uncanny tangle of streets in Meniscot, which sometimes it's useful. This is one of those events which itself can go away after a while. Apparently we forget which way the streets are. And lo, we have some contentment. Now, contentment, we may notice there's little things here, aspects to our moods. And we can use these in magical rites later on. Of course, that is later on. Right now, let us fast forward. There we go. The fast forward button is a beautiful thing. So, the business of the will, we are now on a time limit, and that time limit is money. We managed to get 37 money, and of course we are a big strong boy, we're all grown up with 3 health, but that 3 health isn't gonna get us, you know, everywhere. And that 37 is not gonna last all that long. And looking through Papa's belongings, we have some puzzling papers. Where did that money go?
Papa involved in?
What was Papa involved in? No, that's a very good question. An individual by the name of Et. By the way, each character is, in a sense, an inheritor of the one before. My last character was called Et, because I was hoping he was going to get Et. But, alas, that didn't happen. Other interesting things happened, some of which I hope I'll show off. But, right now, we have a lot of verbs all of a sudden. We have the passing of time, which is only for funds. There are other events that will come up in time, and we'll see different kinds of hourglass. We have study, which will be useful and gives us reason, which we can use to get a skill or indeed a job. A job I don't like.
Oh, hey, I'm back now.
Hey, things finally happened. Papa died. He left us a diary about the last guy I played.
And he kept spending money on random stuff.
Yeah, he kept spending money on random stuff like me. And we are meeting with someone. We are also, at the same time, because we are wonderful at multitasking, going to research our reason to basically improve our reasoning skill, slowly. We're going to show off backbreaking labor, unskilled labor, because we are no longer rich.
You have a massive stonk of cash. How is that not massively rich?
Because that massive stonk of cash is now going to go down.
Because we got bills to pay now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, sucks to be you.
Sucks to be me. Okay, so we have 2 different events proccing. Oh, and we had weird dreams. Which, it's good that we had that contentment. It's bad that we no longer have that contentment, because dread, while it can also be used in secret rites of interesting weirdness, same with that chilly atmosphere. Yeah, dread is one of the possible game overs. If we get 3 dread in Bleak Thoughts, which is an event that procs occasionally, we're in trouble. Similarly...
Well, I guess you're going back to the brothel for some more contentment.
Yay.
In about 20 seconds, yes. By which time, we're also being investigated by journalists and detectives, not least because we're a rich person, but apparently everyone gets attention from the Bureau of Suppression at some point or another. But thankfully, we have no notoriety, we have no mystique, we are not known to be associated with cults, so we have nobody going for us yet.
But this is going to change real soon on that.
This is going to change real soon. Now, with our dreams, we can dream thinky dreams, we can dream sleeping early, which sometimes gives us contentment. And we can dream with our passion, which I'm going to do. Passion is the first step. Passionate dreaming is the first step on the road.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
I was about to say that.
And we are going to use a red secret, our first actual lore. The books will give us other lore. Wait, didn't we have a Greek book somewhere?
No.
Yes,
That was...
yes we do.
Oh yeah, we did. Right?
Yeah, this is one of the downsides of Cultist Simulator. That sometimes the cards will obscure each other. So we won the auction for... oh good, we've got both volumes, the first two volumes of Travelling at Night. The Annotated Dream Journals of Christopher Illopoli, sometimes called the only readable occultist. That's snark.
That's vicious.
Yeah. No, to be fair, many occult texts are really fucking hard to get through, and sometimes that's deliberate.
Dry is an understatement.
God, yes.
Oh boy.
So, yeah, we could explore the street strain by moonlight. By the way, putting a card into a verb will preserve its timer. So we could theoretically just explore Street Strange by Moonlight quite a few times in the 1.6 seconds remaining to it.
You know, I've been meaning to ask, like, Manescape, that sounds familiar.
Maybe it is. So, our first temptation. Now, at the moment, there are only 3 temptations, with plans to add more. These are all victory conditions. Now, you can have a cult that's different to your victory condition. You can. But while this will help you in certain areas, this will also screw you in other areas. Okay, what do we got from the work? We got some vitality, which we could use if we researched. We can also research health for vitality. Vitality is used for many things. It doesn't have a mood to it, unlike our moods. However, we can make our already disgusting health better. We only get 1 money from the unskilled labor. So, you know, narrative accuracy.
What's the difference between health and vitality?
Vitality is a byproduct, if you will. It can be used to level up our health, it can be used to regain our health, it can be used in certain rituals. By the way, there is a reason I'm not talking to Poppy Lascelles at the moment. We will get to that reason before the stream is through, I guarantee that much.
Is it because she's boring?
No. Okay, that didn't work. We still have dread. So I guess we're gonna have to pay some money, and, the club motto, Ingirum imus nocte et consumimur igni. Yes.
God bless you.
My Latin hates you.
Yeah, into Night's Circle we fly until the fire enjoys us. Which is very interesting because the temptation of the bright young thing nearly always starts as sensation. And of course, the Ecdysis Club is all about sensation.
Nice.
Bye-bye Streets by Moonlight. Bye-bye more of our funds. Nice! We get a ritual element, but not contentment. An awareness of appetite can be used in certain rites we haven't unlocked, because we have not dreamed of our temptation, we have not improved our temptation. Also, the Ecdysis Club is closed for the next minute. Of course, we're on fast forward, so it's a little more than that, but, yeah. A hireling. Now, hirelings are temporary. They can be used for jobs. Right now, they're about as much use to us as a chocolate teapot. Actually, I can think of quite a few sensation rites that would involve a chocolate teapot. That's a pleasant thought. So, dreaming about our temptation will allow us, if we're good, to improve it. This is something that the game doesn't really tell you at the beginning. It's not very helpful about the earlier steps, but it does tell you that it's not going to... Oh, there's one of the subtle touches. Every now and again, when we're doing a thing, centered on that thing, the table will have an interesting design all of a sudden.
That's a big-ass stain.
That's a big-ass stain of pebbles? Pebbles? Blood cells? It's not quite certain. Either way, right, if we are quick, we can improve both our health and our reason. Not my personal favourite, because, well, we'll get into that, but we will improve our health. We need health. We don't need that hireling. We do need more work. You know, I'm gonna show off looking for the clerical work, even if I'm not going to do the clerical work. Not least because this is a very good picture of clerical work. This is a very good stock photo of clerical work, and also why I despise it. Well, one of the reasons I despise it. My intellect should be put to better use, but the pay is better than labourer's work. If you don't attend this job regularly, you might suffer a demotion, which means that you will get paid as well as an unpaid labourer. However, if you keep working this job, you will take twice as long for about the same pay as an unskilled labourer.
Technically, I'm a skilled laborer, and I still don't get paid worth shit.
Yeah.
Same
So, one of the other possible nicknames for this could be Cultist Simulator. Because, goddamn. Okay, right. There's not a lot else we can do with the exploring. We can't explore with reason. We can't seek other clerical work. As you can see, reason just doesn't work as work now. Our passion is being used. So we are waiting. We are waiting to improve. There we go! Okay. Some words are best heard. Some words are best tasted. That taste is on my tongue now, and I will never forget it. We have taken our first step into the path of dat ass.
Yes.
The dedication to sensation. Oh yes.
You don't like that ass?
No, I think that was meant to be a particularly dirty, Anyway, we unfortunately cannot progress this further without dreaming the way to the stag door, and also having sufficient Grail knowledge.
I mean, I look at it this way. 20-odd years ago, we made jokes about the difference between a butt kisser and a brown noser with depth perception. Now, if your dating profile does not include the line, will eat ass, you're getting nowhere with anyone. Where the fuck did it change?
What do you mean?
20 years, I'm betting.
I got nothing. I'm sorry, Grump. I got nothing.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I don't know either.
So, right now, work. There's a lot of work. We've improved our health. We now have 4 health, one of which is being used in our work. And we can improve our reason, and then we can get on with things, because goddamn. And I'm still not talking to Poppy.
Is it because she's a jerk?
No. No, it is in fact because Poppy is highly dangerous. So, actually, no, let's get started. Let us talk about the law of sensation that we've learned, which involves red ink. We are content because, well, nobody's hunting us. We have started on the occult path and nobody's hunting us. That's because we haven't done anything wrong yet. Yes, exactly. Yet is a very important part of this. We also got a skill, which means that we can level up our strength if we end up getting 4 vitality, which basically, well, first time you level up, it's 4 vitality. The next time you level up, it's 6 vitality, and so on and so forth. Requiring...
Get ye swole!
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. So the first time requires you working and studying your health twice in a row very quickly without getting unlucky. We'll deal with getting unlucky at some point, I'm sure. But after that, it requires a lot more futzing around and clever dickery. So, your health, unfortunately, doesn't really improve terribly well. Which is why I like the rich kid as a start, because he starts with 3 health.
As opposed to the others,
Who start with 1 or 2, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna start improving my passion, and there is a reason for that. The reason being that it will lead to the second best job in the game.
The artiste.
The artist!
Oh. Okay.
Yes. We work on the arts. And when we work on the arts, we are making the money. We are making the money off our notoriety and hiding it at the same time in our art.
While maintaining a bad German accent.
That was a terrible German accent, yes. I have had many German friends tell me how bad that German accent is. Okay, so there is a reason we're improving that passion, and part of it is that we need passion to recruit people.
Ooh, what are we recruiting them for?
Ah, well, right now we're just making buds with them. Also,
Yay, friends.
each action has a kind of sphere to it. And unfortunately, sometimes you end up getting moth, which is not only about deceit, but also unhappiness.
What about mothballs? Can't we use those?
No. No. Yeah, there are no mothballs in this game. Okay. So far we're actually doing alright. I know it doesn't look it. Hell, it doesn't look like much of anything. Right, Victor. Okay. Now we can start our cult. Are you ready?
I don't think anyone's ready to start a cult.
Here we go.
Let's do this.
We've got some notoriety now. Notoriety is bad. You don't want too much notoriety. Except it's also good for the artist because, as mentioned, it will make you money, while also hiding the notoriety from the Bureau of Suppression.
This artwork is too notorious. It must be censored. I shall pay much money for it.
Yeah, pretty much. So we are going to establish the direct sensation connection, partly because it's the only law we've got, and it would delay things unnecessarily if we didn't. And that is the Order of the Bloody Cup, dedicated to the mysteries of birth, blood, and the appetite.
Are we becoming
As this
Jackson
is-
Pollock?
Hmm?
Are we becoming Jackson Pollock?
No, we are in fact, becoming the, cannibal honeypot death trap from Oglaf.
So Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay.
So our passion is, our passion. We use our passion to start off this cult.
Passion.
We have
Passion
some...
is passion is passion.
Yeah.
How passionate am I? Let me tell you how passionate I am.
Uh,
About passion.
I am currently one passion. And finally, we must have a recruit. Victor, we just met you. How would you like to join our cult?
Well, yes, I would like to join your cult, actually. I like meeting people, I do.
Usually I think that joining a cult comes after, dinner.
Okay, so our study of the traveling at night gives us our first moth lore. Just because you've devoted yourself to the secrets of the Grail does not mean that other lore is useless. Quite the reverse. For example, if we're going to get further in Dream, we need to work out where to get some lantern lore. Now, lantern lore. Unfortunately, our passion is exhausted, which means our efforts to improve it and get the art job have kind of broken down temporarily.
This game is very much a case of hurry up and wait for the vast majority of it, isn't it?
It is. Luckily, I think, luckily or unluckily, we might actually be on a fast track to a bad ending. Because we've already got 1 dread. Once we hit 3 dread, unless I can quickly get some... Oh, contentment, like that. Then we're in trouble.
Oh yeah, so very much trouble today.
Well, despair is the wolf that devours thought. Basically depression. It's evil, yo.
Been there, done that, got the battle scars.
Yeah.
And the t-shirt.
No, you don't get a t-shirt. That's half the problem.
Oh wait, no, that sucks, man.
Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, this is part of why it's a little tough to stream, to be honest. There is actually a lot going on, and there's going to be even more going on. It's just, at the same time, like, what you're seeing is a bunch of timers. Including... sickness. Occasionally, you will just get sick. In fact, if you have no money, you will get sick even quicker.
That makes sense, actually.
Yeah. It's funny how having no money to buy food will screw your health.
Is there a car for chicken noodle soup?
No.
Chicken Thulu soup.
Chicken Thulu soup. I like that. Yeah, we should get some. So, yeah, if your health goes to 0, you're dead. I don't know if there's anything corresponding for passion or reason. I don't think so. I think that's
No,
just...
they both started at 0 for you, so obviously it's not an endgame situation if you don't have any brains.
Well, when has it ever been?
I don't know, do you have straw stuffed in your sleeves?
I'm not telling you.
That would be a scarecrow.
God. Occasionally you will get a respite, like a pleasant day, which will give us contentment before the dread procs. Very nice. But an affliction. Unfortunately, there are only two ways of dealing with an affliction. One of them is to get some vitality before, you know, and rest up with your increased strength from getting swole. And the other is to buy medicine, losing you more money. We started with 35, 36.
Your peak was 38. You're currently down to 27.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, we are now 90% of the way there. Unfortunately, that notoriety is going to go away, and the mystique is going to go away. And we're dreaming, so I can't show off the fact that... unfortunately, you can't cancel events either. So what we would normally do, if we had a dread and a contentment, and we had dreaming free, is we'd stick the dread in, then the contentment, and we'd try and get our head sorted by basically cognitive behavioral therapy, thinking about the nice things. For right now, the dread's...
There was a Robin Williams movie about that.
Didn't that also have, Don't Worry, Be Happy?
I think so, yes.
Good tune.
Patch Adams, I want to say?
Might have been, yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay, so, clear my mind. Now, you can do this not only with dread and contentment, but also another facet that we haven't seen yet that is just as deadly. Also, we will start accruing dread every now and again, just because we are dedicated to the cult of sensation, and we're not moving forward.
No, man, we gotta start feeling good, though, right now.
Yeah. So, what we can do now is we can use both our passion, which we'd normally use to talk to people, and in fact we do want to talk to people, so I'll only use the one passion. I wish I'd had my notoriety. But that's fine. We'll work it out. For painting. Passion will make distinctive paintings. Mystique and notoriety will attract attention and get you money. And, as a bonus, that restlessness, which becomes dread, and then kills us, we can use it in our art. Now...
Wow, being a painter is actually pretty broken then.
Yeah, mechanically. Narratively, I'm a little iffy about that. Like...
So you're saying... I'm sorry, go ahead.
It feels a little bit like the, you know, the depressed artist stereotype, which, not gonna lie, when I'm depressed, I don't art. I don't art anywhere near as well. Or indeed at all many days.
Yeah, that's basically what I was gonna say too.
Yeah. We do have a study slot free, so we are going to get more lore. Always be getting lore. Always be getting lore. And from that, we managed to get quite a few things. We got 2 contentment, because we turned the restlessness into contentment with art. We got mystique, which we can now use in our art. In fact, we're going to have to, because we have no passion spare. But the wonderful thing about mystique, and also the terrible thing about mystique, is that it multiplies. We'll see that in...
I thought the wonderful thing and terrible thing about Mystique was that she was blue and naked all the time.
Yeah, that was my reasoning too.
You guys.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
Something Jennifer Lawrence.
Terrible, the pair of you.
You love us.
Yeah, dude.
Anyway, right. Getting more lore. We need to attend Oriflamme's.
Yeah, speaking of which, I wanted to ask, What happens if you don't accumulate lore, though?
You don't get any further. And
So you just kind of stall in the game.
you just kind of stall, yeah. Now we have actually made a new acquaintance. Now, before we talked to the person directly to recruit them into the cult. Can't do that now. Now, we talk to them via the cult. So, here is our person. We add in the lore. And later on, if we've got it, we add in, it could be a summoned creature to help induce them, induct them. It could be an influence, a mood. For example, our contentment could be good for lantern, which is enlightenment, or heart, which I forget which one that is, protection or something like that. Oh, we did have a spare mystique. Bugger. But right now, all we need to induct people into the cult is invoke Grail. And there's our lovely drawing. It is a hermetic drawing, if I don't miss my guess. Of course, it does fade away, so it's kind of hard to tell at times. But the Stars of David and the Tetragrammaton, I think it was the Tetragrammaton, give it away.
Tetragramma what now?
One moment while I show you. I might not be able to show the chat. Tetragrammaton is the four-letter biblical name of the God of Israel and was occasionally used in, hermetic and Kabbalistic workings. Let me just see if I can post this in the chat. There we go. I'll also post that here. There we go. And, yeah, basically it's a magic triangle. I was sure we had more mystique. We need more mystique. We also need to, the cards can move the verbs. That's the other thing to watch out for here.
Move the verbs?
Yeah, watch. I put, if I put a card that can't work with the thing, oh no, then occasionally it auto-moves them, for reasons. Okay, we're still bidding on that text, however we got a Smith's Secret. Now, it says we can research lore. This is part of another mechanic. Goodness me, we've gone 50 minutes and we haven't gotten anywhere. This is why I said this would not be a full run.
Yeah, I can see that. This is very
Involved.
very in-depth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a better word, actually. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so we could either study a Smith's Secret with another Smith's Secret to make a better torch lore. Yeah. Where is the lore? There it is. Forge lore, even. The principle of the forge transforms and destroys. It's very useful. Or we could turn it into a knife lore. Or we could turn a winter lore, which is all about ending things, into a heart lore, which is about protection. We could turn a moth, which is the lore of... There we go. Chaos and yearning. And deception. Into a lantern lore, which we need. But we don't have a lantern lore, so, you know, we can't... There's a lot to explain in this game. Not a lot of
Actually, I have a question.
Yes.
Can we turn the moth into a dead moth?
Well, it's already technically a dead moth. It is the principle of the butterfly moth effect. That's why it's the moth, because it's the butterfly effect chaos.
Okay.
Oh. Right, more bidding. More bidding. Always more bidding.
What
And
are we bidding for now?
oh, hello.
Oh, what up?
This is a relatively rare item. A can of nitrate film labeled Sturm. Silent, or perhaps mute. The director's name, Jenny Cross, is shakily appended. Now, this takes a little extra to research. Specifically, it involves renting a projector. So once again, our funds are going to go down. I mean, they are slowly going down, mainly because I keep bidding on things as well as, you know, doing the painting.
Yeah, I'm surprised we don't already have a projector or something in our house.
You mean the house which was our dad's and probably got repossessed?
Okay, that explains it.
The quick timers, by the way, are working on the painting. There we go. The arrows can show us. I have not shirked. Oh, is it quality work? It's improving in quality. It's good work. So the better the painting, the longer it takes, which, you know, is a good touch. By the way, our followers also have aspects. So Victor is very good at stabbing people.
A good quality to have in a follower.
Yeah.
And a friend.
Yeah. Pope Clifton, on the other hand, is good at finding hidden things, which is sometimes useful.
Like knives?
Well, no, that's more Victor's thing. So we are going to keep talking about our lore because we don't currently have a better version of our lore, and as you can see, we've now got 2 Mystique. If we improve our passion even further, which we theoretically could do, if we did 1 more arting and if we researched our passion at the same time, or if we did a really good painting, then we'd be able to level up our art skill even more and add even more mystique and notoriety and stuff. We can also paint people. Right, so I've been trying to talk to people. I have researched. Oh, it's heart lore. I mean, we could turn heart lore into our lore, which would be kind of useful. But at the same time, not useful right now. What we need is lantern. So, we need to buy a projector to watch this, because this is an old film, by the way, even by the standards of this strange, topsy-turvy world in an uncertain time period.
But where can we get a projector then?
Well, we just spend a bit of money. We got connections.
Occam's razor, I forgot.
Yeah. Once again, our temptation is rising. But we painted Pope Clifton. We got some money, but mostly mystique. Did we get any glimmerings out of it? We don't appear to have gotten any glimmerings out of it. Oh, wait, no. We do. We've got 4 glimmering. Right. Okay. 4 glimmering is what you need for your first level up with a skill. Your first level up is just 2 glimmering. Your next one is 4, next one is 6, so on and so forth. But, like, our mystique is not going to go away anytime soon. We got, like... it starts at something like 300 seconds.
I'm surprised the cops haven't been coming after us because we have like a little bit of mystique, right?
Yeah. Also, Sturm has taught us our first rite.
Ooh,
Yeah, we have a ritual.
we're gonna do it.
And indeed, we could work our ritual, and I'll get into that as soon as I've set up, leveling up my passion and my art skill. Because goddamn, I need that, because that will get me lots more money. All about them dollar bill. Okay, so you work rites. You cannot work your cult, you talk to your cult. Or indeed, where is our other card? Here it is, the temporary headquarters. Now, unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be an upgrade option for that. I kind of wish there was. But, you know. But talking to your temporary headquarters will allow you to imprison a follower. Why would you imprison a follower? Grump, any guesses?
Bait.
Because they smell?
Bait is good. How about sacrifice?
Thus, bait.
Okay, so... Lantern. We might be able to cast a spell that turns our passion into reason. If we add winter, of which Sturm has a lovely amount of winter, we can summon the sun in rags.
So the sun in rags?
The sun in rags brings beautiful endings. This sudden and perilous magic will end someone or something. But it's impossible to know what. It will also kill any mortal or spirit that assists with the ritual. You know, like this guy. You are calling only a minor degree of winter, so this will often fail. Call on at least 10 winter to increase your chances, although it might in fact be safer if it does in fact fail. Because guess what? It's a random dice roll, and one of the options is you!
Oh, boy. I already don't like
Nothing's
it.
more fun than watching a cult have its leader decapitated by some eldritch maw.
So it's basically Russian roulette, only if you win, not only get a bullet to the head, you summon something.
well, the something is the bullet to the head. It's a magic bullet to somebody's head. Now, if you, say, didn't have too many followers, and you had an adversary, and you were really, really in trouble, and nothing that was trying to get rid of this adversary or the evidence was working, you might think that's a good idea.
But doesn't it kill the person who cast it anyway?
No, it says it kills the assistant.
Yes.
Oh.
So you can sacrifice a follower, and that also further reduces the pool. Huh, how about that?
Could you use an adversary to help power the ritual?
Nope.
Dang it.
This is technically incorrect, but it will correct itself. There we go. If you have no health and you have a sickness, then you die. It's pretty self-explanatory, that bit.
Man, we used to have so much health and everything.
Yeah.
Now we're dying.
Well, now we're not anymore, because we've
Yay.
sacrificed some of our health. We are about to recruit someone else. Who did we recruit? Oh, that wasn't a recruit. That was a mentor. And furthermore, a mentor who isn't like Poppy. I'm gonna have to show off Poppy before the stream ends.
Seeing as how we've been at this for about an hour, and I'm kind of trying not to fall asleep.
Fair enough. We will show off Polly, and in fact, we will... Right, so, Polly, My dear, I've been wanting to talk to you. Sometimes I fund scholars of the invisible arts. I'd like to offer you my support. A substantial contribution, and this is a lot of money. And all you need to do someday is introduce me to someone else who'll end matters properly.
What?
Let's just agree without asking what the hell that entails. I already know what that entails. She's offering us a lot of money. If we just, you know, help her out this once by introducing her to a friend.
What kind of friends do we have?
Mostly meat sacks.
Well, no, we haven't actually met a proper meat sack yet. These people are actually of use to us in our cult. But hey, now we have a third slot on our art or bread, and we're gonna chuck all the mystique in there. We are going to use some of the dread as inspiration. It's not going to get rid of the dread, unlike with restlessness. It's also not going to create contentment. So we might want to go see the Ecdysis Club and deal with this kind of thing. Spend money on paints. There we go. Oh, we did get some contentment. Very good.
Yay.
Unfortunately, that contentment is now going to have to survive its full 50-odd seconds because the dread already procced.
Dang it.
Yeah. Do we have a second contentment? No, we just moved the first one around. Well, let's clear that. Also, for taking our first job with Poppy, we got a silver spintria. There are bronze, iron, and silver spintria, and they are useful in rites. They are useful in, well, quite a few things, but unfortunately they're not useful as money. So, yeah, occasionally I will get hung up on the table, because holding down left click is drag, but it's also drag the table, so I apologize for any motion sickness I may have induced there.
Oh, hey, now we're painting Victor.
Yeah, now we're painting Victor. Hopefully
We can paint him stab somebody.
Oh, we did have some spare contentment. It's just it was hidden. Thanks,
game.
Yeah. This is why, like I said, this game is kind of difficult to stream. And also, yeah, this is the downside of the art job. You may have noticed we've suddenly got a lot of mystique. Now, while mystique is useful in some things, it is certainly not useful in this context. And by the way, mystique attracts the attention of the Suppression Bureau. So even though we have no notoriety, they're going to keep looking at us, giving us more and more chances to hang ourselves the more mystique we accrue. Hopefully Eldritch will have a useful skill. You don't know what skills he has before you recruit them. However, you do get clues. Right. Our adversary today is Dr. Natalia Dragon. She is tenacious, she can be killed, she cannot be demoralized, and of course she is a hunter, so she will suppress us if she humanly can.
Oh, well, finally we have an adversary, but now how do we handle that? Like, what does that do
Well,
in a...
because I know I'm already going to be throwing this game in the interests of, you know, this was never going to be a full run. Victor has skill with stabbing. And that is one way.
As friends should.
Yeah, yeah. Eldritch also has skill with stabbing.
What a friend.
And Pope Clifton has skill with Lantern. Lantern, unfortunately, is not very good at dealing with enemies. As far as I'm aware, it's Moth for getting rid of evidence and also ambushes. Edge for the obvious answer. This hunter will probably survive because we haven't leveled up his skill, because we haven't got the skill to level up his skill just yet. Actually, we do, but we just haven't done it yet. I'll show that off before we die, because we're going to die. We're not going to die of losing money. I'll tell you that much. We're not going to die of the entire table being covered in mystique.
No, you're probably going to die of ennui.
I'm already done eventually.
Nope. Nope, we're not going to die of despair. I might die of visions. Visions could happen. I might die of notoriety. Oh, look. This is not the best element here. I was trying to stab you, Doc, and you went off on an investigation and completely nullified the attempt before it even failed.
Wow.
Oh.
That's actually pretty great.
Oh well, that occasionally happens. It's very annoying when it does. So the Silver Spintria, it gives us 6 Grail, which, considering we need 7 Grail to promote a Believer to a higher skill level, Silver Spintria, from doing these little jobs, researching what knowledge we have, which we've not been gaining because, well, we've been trying to end the game.
We've been faffing about.
We've been faffing about. We have not been getting all of the lore. And indeed, in less than 50 seconds, because of the fast forward, we are in fact possibly going to die. I certainly hope we're gonna die. We could die of the dread, but I've already got that ending. I don't think I've got poppies. There we go! Okay, so we do not, in fact, have to give them a sacrifice. And guess what? She serves the sun in rags. The same one of the sunset rite.
What? Really?
Yeah,
That's one hell of a twist.
yeah. By the way, in the very last run I did, I actually, did the sunset rite, summoned the sun in rags, and it took Poppy, which was hilarious. Because the first time you meet Poppy, you're not gonna know this is a thing, and you might not even know how to recruit followers, so, this is for you, dear viewers, who might have already run into this.
So basically, Poppy is going to demand a sacrifice from you.
Or indeed, of you.
Oh.
If you got no followers to give her.
A head's a head's a head, right?
The sun in rags ending. I am a beautiful ending. Now, I'm just gonna show, you know, you can just go straight to the continue screen, where the physician is perhaps one of the best intros, because the position at the Institute, so long as you keep it going, makes you loads of dosh. My first win was with the physician. So this is Cultist Simulator. It's very involved. There's a hell of a lot more I haven't shown you in the hour and 10 of play. But unfortunately, it is not a game, as we've demonstrated now, that streams terribly well. So, thoughts before we move on to Overload after a short break?
It's very Fallen London-esque.
I've never touched Fallen London, but if I let my imagination run a little bit wild, it's very... what's the word? The ideas and the sort of lore you can glean from it, it's very...
I think,
I want to say?
yeah, it is. It is a deep game. By the way, runs take a hell of a long time, just so you know. I think my winning run was like 6 hours.
Wow.
It's like the joke about a fast game in Sins of a Solar Empire being only 8 hours.
Yeah.
Wow. That's... wow.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a very slow-paced game, but it's really fun.
However, I think this would be ideal for a screenshot Let's Play.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be jamming on the screenshot button every time something new happened, but...
You'd still
yeah,
get that.
I could definitely see it working in that format.
Anyway, this has been Cultist Simulator. We're going to take a 5-minute break, and then we're going to be back with Overload, which I'm pretty sure I'm excited for. See you soon.
Well, I've played Descent, so yeah, I'm excited for it.
Hell yeah.
6 degrees of freedom.
6 degrees of freedom in 5 minutes. See you later, folks.